Thank you very much. Hello, I'm Alexander Armstrong, and welcome to Pointless, the quiz show where the lowest scorers are the biggest winners. Let's meet today's players. David and John, welcome back. You were on the show last time. We gave everyone 2 chances to reach our final, and today is your last chance. Remind us how you two know each other.
Well, I've known David all my life because he's my younger brother.
How did you do last time?
Not very well, I have to say.
Oh, dear, it was first round, was it?
Out in the first round, yeah.
Dear, oh dear. What...
Unfortunately, it was a question about football, and that's not David's specialist subjects.
Bad luck. Well, best of luck this afternoon. I'm sure you're going to do much, much better. Giselle and Ken, welcome back. You were also on the show last time. Remind us how you two know each other.
We're granddaughter and grandfather.
I think we've had nearly enough granddaughter and grandfathers on this show. Where are you from?
I'm from Abergavenny, and my grandfather's from Cardiff.
Very good. Well, very best of luck. You went all the way through to the head-to-head last time.
Yes.
Maybe you'll go all the way to the final this afternoon. I hope so. Welcome to Caroline and Simon. How do you two know each other?
We've worked together for 2 years, and it's been the longest 2 years of my life.
Caroline, do you want to come back to that?
No, I get paid to work with him, so that's the reason why I stay with him for so long.
Fabulous. Well, very best of luck to you this afternoon. And finally, we've got Julius and Goes. How do you two know each other?
Known each other for 17 years now.
17 years. Am I saying it is Goes?
Goes, yes.
That's a fabulous name.
Well,
What's your surname?
As you like.
Goes as you like.
Goes as you like.
Sir, you have the name of a Bond girl.
Well, I hope I get the part.
Well, the surname's not like a train. We'll find out more about you all throughout the show, but it would be wrong of me to go any further without introducing the man who knows everything, the man who has all the answers. His name is Richard. He's my pointless friend. Richard, how are you?
I'm very, very well. How are you?
Seldom better.
We've got 2 returning pairs today. We've got David and John, and Giselle and Ken. I would, as you know, I always try and tip somebody to win, and I'm always wrong. I've been right once in 28 shows. I tipped David and John last time, and they got knocked out in the first round. Surprise, surprise, which is what always happens. And they just begged me not to pick them again. But you know what? I have to go with my heart. I'm sorry, David and John, I'm going to go with you.
Excellent. No pressure, guys.
No pressure.
I'm sorry. We've asked every question on Pointless to 100 people before the show to stay in the game. All our players need to do is score as few points as they can, and they can do that by searching out those obscure answers that as few of our 100 people gave as possible. Now, the thing everyone's trying to do, of course, is to find a pointless answer that none of our 100 people gave, and each time that happens, we will add 250 quid to the jackpot. The jackpot hasn't been won in the last 5 shows, would you believe? We add another £1,000 to that, so today's jackpot starts off, look at this, at £10,000. Let's play Pointless. In the first round, each of you must give me one answer, and you cannot confer with your partner. Whichever team has the highest score at the end of the round will be eliminated. And you have to be very careful, because if anyone gives me an incorrect answer, then this will happen. And you will score the maximum 100 points. OK, guys, our first category this afternoon is the Bible. Can you decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, step up to the podium. OK, let's find out what our first question is going to be. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many eponymous books of the Bible as they could. Richard.
OK, we're looking for any book of the King James Bible, the title of which contains the name of a person. That's Old and New Testament.
Thank you very much, Richard. Right, David and John, you all drew lots before the show, and today you get to go first. So, David, it's not football.
No, it's not football.
It's not football.
There's some quite very biblical-sounding names, but to be certain, I'm going to go with Ruth.
Ruth.
Yeah.
You are hoping to score as few points as possible with Ruth. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Ruth. Not bad. Ruth scores you 20. Richard?
Yeah, not many books named after women in the Bible, but that's the 8th book of the Bible, of the Old Testament, Ruth. Very good answer.
OK, that scores you 20. Right, Ken?
I think it's a name, and I hope I pronounce it correctly. Ezekiel. E-Z, Ezekiel?
Ezekiel.
Ezekiel.
We were looking for obscure, eponymous books of the Bible. Ken saying Ezekiel. How many people said that? Good answer, sir. Ezekiel scores you 3. Richard.
Yeah, Ezekiel, once again from the Old Testament, about the prophet Ezekiel, who saw all sorts of visions.
Fabulous. Good answer. Caroline.
The only thing I can think of, and I know it's going to be there, but I'm sorry, Simon, because it's probably going to be very high, is my little boy's name. It's Matthew.
Matthew. Let's hope this scores you as little as possible. For the boy. Let's see how many people said Matthew.
Keep going. Keep going. Oh! Well, it's there. It's there.
Matthew scores you 63. Richard.
Yeah, I can confirm it is there. It's the first book of the New Testament,
Yeah.
one of the Gospels, which 63 people seem to know. Still, as you say, at least it's there.
It's there.
You know what? It's a nicer name for a son than either Ezekiel or Ruth.
Or Ruth, yeah.
OK, well done, Caroline. Now we come to Julius. Julius, are you at home amongst the eponymous books of the Bible?
I am a Christian, so I do go to the church, so this should be a subject that I know.
Yeah, I like the should.
I'm going to go with Ezra.
Ezra. Let's see what it does for you. Ezra. Well, it's correct. Good answer. Ezra scores you 1. Richard.
Yeah, Ezra, read all about it in the Old Testament. Very, very good answer.
OK, we are halfway through the round, so let's take a look at the scoreboard as it stands. Well, it ranges pretty wide. Julius goes, thanks to Julius's fantastic answer there. Lovely low score of 1. Keep that up, goes, and you should be through to the next round with no bother at all. Yeah, Simon, there's going to be quite a lot of pressure on you in this, returning pass. You're going to have to try and atone for the high score of Caroline there. OK, we're going to come back down the line. Can the second players please take their places at the podium? Goes, we are looking for eponymous books of the Bible. You are the low scorers at the moment, thanks to Julius's good work on the first pass. Simon and Caroline, the high scorers on 63. If you score 61 or less, you are definitely in the next round. What are your hobbies, Goes?
Oh, not reading the Bible, clearly. Well, I'll give it a go. I've got one in mind. I'm going to go for Job.
Job, you want to score 61 or less with this. There's your red line, nice and high. Below that, you are through to the next round. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Job. Good enough. Very good indeed. Well played. Goes. That scores you 18, takes your total up to 90. Richard, Job.
Yeah, Job, very good. Once again from the Old Testament. He was constantly tested by Satan, Job. He had quite a hard time of it, all in all.
Now then, Simon, we can't put this moment off any further. There you are, 63. You are way out ahead.
Well, we've had a lovely day. I'm not that keyed up on the Bible, funnily enough, and I might very well be confusing the Bible with cats, so I'm going to say Deuteronomy.
Let's see how many people said Deuteronomy. Oh, Weber.
Well, I feel better now.
Well,
Oh, God, I'm glad about that.
Fortunately, Deuteronomy is a wrong answer, which means that you score 100 points. That takes your total up to 163, Richard.
Yeah, it is a book of the Bible, but it's not a name, I'm afraid. Unless Matthew's got little brother. Deuteronomy.
Well, I'm afraid the writing is on the wall for Simon and Caroline after that answer. You are now so far ahead on 163 that even if Giselle just made a noise instead of giving us an answer, she would still beat you.
Thanks.
Lovely.
Yes, so bad luck. Giselle, you heard what I just said. There's a chance for you now to find a pointless answer. An eponymous book of the Bible is all we're after.
Well, I don't think it's going to be a pointless answer, but I've got a few names in my head, and I'm going to go for Luke.
Luke, a good name. Well, you are through to the next round, whatever happens, but let's see for fun how many people said Luke. Well, it's correct. 63. That gives you a total of 66. Richard?
Yeah, it's a right answer. Obviously, it's not a pointless answer. It's one of the Gospels again.
Very good. John, we come to you. Now, I have a feeling you're going to know some good answers here. I have a feeling we might even get a pointless out of you.
Well, I am very interested in theology, and I have read the Bible quite a lot. I've been thinking a few of the Old Testament prophets, like Malachi and Obadiah, but the one I'm going to go for is Philemon.
Philemon. Well, obviously, you're doing exactly the right thing, John. You are through to the next round, come what may, because you'll never overtake the high score of Simon and Caroline. I'm sorry.
It's not that funny, you know. It's unfortunate at best.
At least my answer was there, Simon.
It's getting funnier. Let's see how many people said Philemon. There's a theologian in there. Philemon scores you 1, taking your total up to an impressively low 21. Richard?
It's in the New Testament. It's about a slave owner who learns to treat people as equals. If you'd said Obadiah, that would have added £250 to the jackpot.
OK, so that's the end of round 1, and the losing pair with the highest score is Caroline and Simon, I'm sorry to say. Bad luck. Straight out of the traps, and you get this.
Straight out.
Dear, oh dear. Simon, what are your favourite topics?
Probably music, entertainment, the Industrial Revolution. Those two haven't come up.
They haven't. Not in
Not
this
give us
round.
a chance. We've only had one question.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah. Richard,
Yep.
tell us the good news and the bad
I will do.
news.
There are a whole bunch of pointless answers. Well done if you got any of these at home. Mainly from the Old Testament, actually. There's only one pointless answer from the New Testament. Let's take a look. And also some lovely names for boys here. Habakkuk, Haggai, Joel, all those were pointless. They would have added £250 to the jackpot. Micah, Nahum, Nehemiah. These are all the sort of traditional Old Testament names we think of. Obadiah. Titus, which is the one that's from the New Testament, and Zephaniah, the last of all of those are pointless. Well done if you got any of those.
Thanks very much, Richard. OK, Caroline and Simon, I'm afraid you just didn't have that pointless knowledge you needed to make it through to the next round. But remember, everyone gets 2 chances to reach our pointless final, so we will see you again next time for your final chance. Thanks so much for playing. You've been fantastic. Fantastic. So for the remaining 3 pairs, it's now time for round 2. Now, obviously, only 2 pairs will make it through to our head-to-head, so one of our teams is going to be leaving after this round. You just have to make sure it's not you. OK, our second round category is science. Science, a heavy sigh from Ken. OK, can you decide in your pairs who's going to go first and who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, let's find out what the question is going to be. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many chemical elements as they could.
Yeah, all the correct answers in this round are elements of the periodic table.
OK, thanks very much, Richard. In round 2, we are going to give you a choice of 7 possible answers in each pass. I can tell you that at least one of those answers is pointless and at least one of those answers is incorrect. And if you pick an incorrect one, obviously, you will score the maximum of 100 points. OK, your first set of 7 answers are bronze, lead, tin, brass, arsenic, iron, mercury. What do you think of that, David?
Well, believe it or not, Alexander, I got the chemistry prize in school, but that was only for learning the periodic table.
That's all you needed?
I failed my O-level chemistry in the end. Right. So I'm hoping this is going to be quite a high, low-scoring answer. I'm going to go with arsenic.
Arsenic. OK, let's see if it is a low-scoring answer. Let's hope it's correct. Let's see how many of our 100 people said arsenic. It's right. I think it's going to be going a long way down. Very well Well done, David. That's pointless, and so it adds another £250 to today's jackpot, taking the total up to an unbelievable £10,500. And as excitingly, it scores you nothing. Richard.
Yeah, very good answer. Arsenic. It's mainly used in agricultural insecticides and detective novels. And as you can see by your score, it's virtually indetectable.
Thanks, Richard. Now remember, Giselle, there could easily be another pointless answer in there, but I can tell you there is, of course, at least one incorrect answer there,
Okay.
so tread carefully.
Oh, I think I'm going to go for Mercury. I don't know if that is going to be...
You're going to say Mercury. Your
not be that
grandfather
tall.
is nodding. He's very happy
go
with
for
Mercury.
Mercury.
He's happy with Mercury. Giselle says Mercury. Let's see how many people said Mercury. It's good.
This is there.
Still going down. Well done. Well done, Giselle. Mercury scores you 12. Richard, Mercury.
Very good answer. You remembered it well. Mercury is a metal that's liquid at room temperature, often used in thermometers, barometers, that sort of thing.
OK, thanks very much. Goes.
I'm thinking that I do know some that's on the periodic table. They're high-scoring ones. There isn't a great deal. I say there are other contestants have taken some two good ones there. So I think I might just have to play it safe, what I believe is safe anyway, and iron.
OK, you're going to play it safe with iron. Let's hope it's not too safe. Scores so
Let's hope
far
the
are
scores.
pretty low. Let's see how many people said iron. Well, it's correct. Iron scores you 37. Richard.
Iron, as you say, better to play it safe than get one of the wrong ones up there. Let's take a look at all of them there. Iron was actually the biggest score you could have got, just 37. Lead, that would have scored you 18. Tin would have scored you 9, would have been a very good answer. Those last two, Xander, what do you think of those two?
Well, I tell you what, bronze is an alloy, obviously. I say obviously. I hope so. So therefore, that would be a wrong answer.
And brass.
So brass, surely brass is going to be a low scorer, and it's correct.
You're 100% wrong. No, brass also is an alloy. That would have been an incorrect answer as well.
OK, we're halfway through the round, so let's take a look at the scoreboard. Well, Juliuson goes. 37 isn't a bad score at this stage, but I'm afraid in this context, you are way out in front. So, yeah, Julius, you're going to have to do everything you can to score as low as possible. David and John, fabulous low answer there. Keep that up, John, and you should be through to the head-to-head. OK, we're going to come back down the line. Can the second players please take their places at the podium? OK, we're going to put 7 more answers on the board. We are looking for chemical elements, and here they come. Palladium, hydrogen, zinc, quartz, platinum, tungsten, oxygen. And again, I can tell you that at least one of those answers is pointless, and at least one of those answers is incorrect, so do be very careful. Julius, how good's your chemistry? How good did you think it was before now?
I thought it was okay. And I was actually going to look at the periodic table before I came here.
Did you?
No.
No.
Do I take a chance or we need to?
You are the high scorers.
Yeah, I need to take a chance. We're out if I don't sort this out, aren't we?
Well, the remaining pairs have yet to answer.
True.
They've still got one answer each, so you need to score low. You have to score low.
Tungsten.
Okay.
Tungsten.
OK, you're going to say tungsten. Tungsten, there it is, one from the bottom. Let's hope this is a correct answer, and if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said it. Tungsten. It's correct. Oh, yes! I brought it back. I brought it home. Very good answer. Tungsten scores you 1, taking your total to 38. Richard.
Yeah, tungsten, great answer, Julius. It's got the highest melting point of any metal, and commonly used in darts as well, which is where my knowledge and the world of chemistry coincides.
OK, we are looking for chemical elements. Ken. The high scorers are Julius and Goes still on 38. You're on 12. If you can score 25 or less with this, you are through to the head-to-head again.
Oh. It's got to be a pure metal or something. I'm going to go, well, I know gold and silver, I think they're there, so I'm going to go for platinum.
Your current score is 12. If you score 25 or less, you are through to the head-to-head. There is the red line. You want to come below that red line. Ken is saying platinum. Let's see how many people said platinum. It's right. Yes! Good answer, Ken. That scores you 10, takes your total up to 22. Platinum, Richard.
Yeah, platinum is certainly on the periodic table. Great answer, Ken. Well worked out, and safely through to the next round.
Very well done. Quite scary for Julius and Goes at this stage. Yeah. John, is your knowledge of the periodic table as good as your knowledge of the Old Testament, I wonder?
Well, unlike David, I didn't win any chemistry prizes at school, but
right.
I know that there's a pointless answer there. I'm sure that quartz is the wrong answer.
Mm-hmm.
Oxygen is definitely an element, and so is hydrogen. There must be high scoring, and I'm pretty sure that zinc is as well. So by a process of elimination, I'm sure that palladium is the pointless answer, and I'm going to go for palladium.
It's a great venue for comedy, historically. Let's hope it's not going to be a cause for laughter now. There's your red line. You come below that red line. It's curtains for Julius and Goes, and you are through to the head-to-head. Let's see how many people said palladium. It's correct. And you're through. Might it be pointless? Yes, it is! Well done, John. That is pointless, and it adds another 250 quid to today's jackpot, taking the total up to 10,750. It scores you nothing, and after David's pointless in the first pass, that leaves your score impressively at nothing. Richard?
Yeah, flawless logic there from John, and a brilliant answer. He sort of took us through the board, actually. Oxygen, absolutely, is a high-scoring right answer. Would have scored you 36. Hydrogen would have been next up. Then zinc. And as you say, the incorrect answer there is quartz, which is not on the periodic table. Very, very well played.
Very well done. Thanks, Richard. So at the end of round two, the losing pair with the highest score, I'm afraid, is Julius and Goes.
Harsh.
Very harsh. You played incredibly well. But of course, everyone gets 2 chances to have a crack at our pointless final. So we will see you again next time, when I have every confidence you will go all the way. Thanks so much for playing. You've been fantastic. Fantastic. But for the remaining 2 pairs, things are about to get even more exciting now as we enter the head-to-head. Well done, David and John, Giselle and Ken. You've made it through to the head-to-head. Now, obviously, only one pair can make it through to today's final and play for the jackpot, which, would you believe, currently stands at £10,750. OK, now, you're going head-to-head on up to 5 questions. For each question, each pair needs to give me just 1 answer, and you are now allowed to confer. All you have to do is come up with an answer that scores less than the other pair to win that question. And the first pair to win 3 will be playing for today's jackpot. Simple. Let's play pointless. Right, here's your first question. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many Scooby-Doo characters as they could. David looks pleased with that. Ken's a little bit baffled. Richard?
Yeah, we're looking for the first names of anyone in Scooby-Doo's original gang from the TV series Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? We won't, of course, accept Scooby-Doo because there's a title in the name of the gang. But any of the 4 characters in the original gang. And we also won't accept, because he came later and was terrible, Scrappy-Doo. Has he ruined it? Don't say "ah." Absolutely ruined it for a generation of children.
Yeah. I can't believe you went through all that without using the word eponymous. You could have.
I could have done, yeah.
You could have. Anyhow, there we are. You did. David and John, because you played the best throughout the show so far, you get to go first. Oh, dear. Massive conference going on here between David and John.
OK, we've got an answer.
You've got an answer.
We're going to say, well, Daphne.
You're saying Daphne.
Daphne.
We are looking for Scooby-Doo characters. Giselle, ooh, that means that look can only mean that you were about to say Daphne.
Daphne, that's my one.
Sorry.
Bloke with the scraggly beard, what's his
No,
name?
that's Scrappy, isn't it, Dave? No,
Who?
no, that's not. What's his? Yeah.
The bloke with the
No,
scraggly
that's not
beard.
Shaggy, is it? Shaggy? Is that his name?
I don't know. I don't know it, but I know there's a bloke in the shaggy beard. Shall we call him Shaggy?
Shaggy, let's go
Well,
for
the
Shaggy.
only
yeah,
thing
no.
we know.
Okay.
Probably
We have
Daphne's the lowest
two-
answer anyway.
We have two names, Daphne and Shaggy.
Shaggy.
Let's go with David and John's first answer, which was Daphne. Let's see how many people said Daphne.
The joy of going first.
Yep, you said it, Ken. The joy of going first. And Giselle and Ken have said Shaggy. Let's see how many people said Shaggy. It's good.
Don't.
Close, close.
Okay, after the first question, it is 1-0 to David and John. Richard.
So there were actually two answers that would have beaten Daphne. Let's take a look at all four of them up on the board. Velma was the best answer. She's the brainy, nerdy one in glasses. I'm strangely drawn to Velma for some reason. I don't know why. Freddie gets beaten by Daphne there, and the most popular answer of all, Shaggy, with 56 points.
Okay, here is the second question. The score currently 1-0 to David and John. And we gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many footballers with 100 England caps as they could. Footballers with 100 England caps.
Yeah, simply looking for any of the 5 players who've made 100 or more appearances for the English national football team.
Okay, football coming back to haunt David. We know that's not his strong suit. However, he can confer with John. Right, Giselle and Ken, this time it's your turn to go first.
Going back years and years ago, I think there's a player called Billy Wright.
Billy Wright.
Billy Wright.
David and John.
Well, I'm pretty sure Bobby Moore's got 100 caps, and Peter Shilton. I was thinking Billy Wright as well, to be honest.
The joy of going first. Not my words. Not my words.
It's a question of whether we
Peter Shilton.
gamble for a more obscure one.
More people have heard Bobby Moore.
I don't know any others, so we'll go for Peter Shilton.
Let's see. Giselle and Ken said Billy Wright. Let's hope it's a correct answer. Let's see how many people said Billy Wright.
Come on.
Oh, down it goes. Look at that. Well done, Ken. A good answer, Ken. That scores you 8. David and John, you have said Peter Shilton. Let's hope that's a correct answer, and let's see how many people said it. Peter Shilton. Down it goes. So it's going to be close. 16.
Well done.
Okay, getting very exciting now. After 2 questions, it is 1-1. Richard.
Yeah, there's nothing you could have done about that. Ken gave us the best answer of all, that Billy Wright. Let's take a look at all 5, see if you've got all of them at home. There's Billy Wright. Peter Shilton was the best thing you could have said. Then Bobby Charlton, Bobby Moore, and up the top there, David Beckham, 54 points.
Thank you very much, Richard. After 2 questions, it is 1-1. Here is your third question. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many oldest universities in the UK and Ireland as they could. Oldest universities. Richard.
Yeah, we're looking for any of the 7 UK or Republic of Ireland universities that were founded before the year 1600.
Okay, very good. This time it is David and John's turn to go first.
I know what I'm going to say anyway.
Intense discussion from David and John.
Then go first.
Okay,
I think they've come up with an answer.
we're going to say Dublin.
You're going to say Dublin. Giselle and Ken.
What do you want to go for?
Oxford, is it?
Okay.
Well, we'll go for Oxford. So obvious.
Okay, you're going to go for Oxford.
Which is so obvious.
Okay, well, let's see. Let's put Dublin to the test first. David and John said Dublin. How many people said that? It's right. Down it goes. 19. Dublin scores you 19. Giselle and Ken are saying Oxford. Let's see how many people said Oxford.
Obviously, and it's...
Yes, a big score there. OK, so after the third question, it is 2-1 to David and John. Richard.
Yeah, there were 7 possible answers there. Dublin was a very, very good one. The way to beat it was to think of Scottish universities, because there are 4 in the list. Let's just take a look. Aberdeen and Glasgow, both formed in the 15th century. They both would have won it for you. There's Dublin, Edinburgh and St Andrews, and right up the top there, Cambridge and Oxford. Very well done if you got all of those.
OK, thank you very much. After the third question, it is 2-1 to David and John. 2-1. They are only 1 more away from the final. Right, here is your fourth question. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many Danny Boyle films as they could.
Yeah, we're looking for any feature film made for cinema release for which Danny Boyle has had a directing credit. There are 8 films on the list. We're not accepting short films and TV films, just feature films made for cinema release.
OK, Giselle and Ken, this time it is your turn to go first.
Well, I think you found our weakness again.
A bit of a look of
Danny
bewilderment.
Boyle, we don't even know who Danny Boyle is.
Right.
That's terrible.
OK.
So, I mean, so we'll have to have a complete outside guess. I don't know. Is he British? If he's British, Danny Boyle might be Irish. Oh, an Irish film.
They don't even know either,
Got to be
OK,
America.
Giselle and Ken, we're going to...
something.
Name a film.
I'm just thinking some. I'll go for... Well, we never heard of Danny Boyle. We think Danny Boyle is Irish. And an Irish film I know, a James Joyce book,
Go on then, go for it.
Ulysses.
Ulysses. OK, Ulysses. Good reasoning there from Ken and Giselle. Let's hope it's right. David and John.
What should we say? Should we say the train?
Well, I know a couple of films he definitely directed. He definitely directed Slumdog Millionaire and Trainspotting. We think he directed Shallow Grave, but we're not 100% sure.
Yeah.
But we're going to make sure, we're going to go for Trainspotting.
OK, Trainspotting. Giselle and Ken have said Ulysses. Let's see if that's a correct answer. Bad luck. I'm afraid that is an incorrect answer. David and John, you have gone for Trainspotting. Let's see how many people said Trainspotting. It only has to be right, obviously. Yep, that's all we need to know. A good answer, as it turns out. Look at that, 15. Wow. So, after 4 questions, David and John are through to the final, 3-1. Richard.
Yeah, let's take a look at all 8 of the answers there, see if there's any names you recognise. Lifeless Ordinary, right down the bottom. Millions. The Beach, he made. Sunshine is his sci-fi movie. And the top 4, as you say, Shallow Grave, he did make. Then the zombie movie, 28 Days Later. Trainspotting, and right up the top there, Slumdog Millionaire, 27 points.
OK, thanks very much, Richard. So the losing pair at the end of the head-to-head, I'm afraid, is Giselle and Ken. You've made it all this way twice.
I know.
You are standing quite literally in the same place as you were last time.
Anyway, can I ask one question? Is Danny Boyle Irish or not?
He must be of Irish descent, I think would be fair to say.
He's from Manchester.
Giselle and Ken, you've come so close to making it all the way to the head-to-head, but you just didn't have that pointless knowledge you needed to reach the final, which means, I'm afraid, we do have to say goodbye. But you've been lovely contestants. Thanks so much for playing. Thank you. But for David and John, it's now time for our pointless final. So congratulations, David and John. You've seen off all the competition and you've won our coveted pointless trophy. Now, though, you've got a chance to win our pointless jackpot, which at the end of today's show stands at an unbelievable £10,750. OK, the rules are very simple. To win the money, all you have to do is find a pointless answer. That's an answer that no one else could think of. We've had 2 pointless answers on the show today, and you've each given us one of those. So let's hope you can find one more now between you. Sounds easy. Firstly, you've got to choose a category from these 3 options, and you can go for basketball, Hollywood heartthrobs, or currencies.
Well, of course, it's not going to be basketball because I'm terrible at sport. Even though John's pretty good, as you can see.
I don't know anything about basketball, really.
2 heads are better than 1.
Yeah.
Both like films.
Both like films. Currencies sounds very hard, so we're going to go for Hollywood heartthrobs.
Hollywood heartthrobs it is. OK, well, let's find out what the question is. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many Patrick Swayze films as they could. OK, Richard.
We're looking for any feature film made for cinema release for which Patrick Swayze received an acting credit. We won't accept short films, TV films or documentaries, but voice performances do count. There are 32 films on the list.
OK, you now have up to 1 minute to come up with 3 answers, and all you need to win that £10,750 is for just one of those answers to be pointless. Sounds simple. Your 60 seconds start now.
What do you think then, Dave?
I can think of Roadhouse.
Yeah.
That was quite an old one, but it's pretty famous. One that I'm really thinking of is Donnie Darko.
Oh, yeah,
he's definitely in
Donnie
that.
Darko, yeah. Point Break?
Point Break, yeah.
He's in Ghost, but then...
Of course, that's 2. Ghost is 2. Everyone knows that.
Yeah. What else?
He must have had other small parts in other ones.
Before he was famous.
Of course, Dirty Dancing.
Yeah, everyone's going to see that, aren't they?
30 seconds left.
I can't really think of anything else. I mean,
No, I can't.
must have had small parts in...
That's what we want, is a small part film.
Yeah.
When you sang She's Like the Wind, that was in...
15 left.
Yeah.
Donnie Darko, then.
Yeah, gonna have to be, I think.
Roadhouse and Point Break.
Yeah.
They're all pretty famous ones, really, aren't they?
Yeah. I can't think of any more.
No.
OK, your minute is up. We were looking for Patrick Swayze films, and now I need your 3 answers. What are you going to give me?
Well, we don't really know any really obscure ones, but we're going to go for Donnie Darko,
Donnie Darko.
Roadhouse,
Roadhouse.
and Point Break.
Point Break.
Yeah.
Of those 3, which would you say is probably your best shot at a pointless answer?
Donnie Darko, I think.
Donnie Darko.
Donnie Darko.
So we'll put that one up last.
Yeah.
And which do you think is probably your least strong answer?
I don't know,
Roadhouse.
probably Roadhouse.
Roadhouse,
Yeah.
So you'll do Roadhouse first,
Yeah.
Point Break, Donnie Darko. How are you feeling at this
Not
stage?
very confident.
Well,
Not
you never know. That's
very-
Donnie Darko, but do you know we've been looking at so many lists of actors and we didn't look at him? No.
Well, we're both really interested in movies, but...
Yeah.
Well, you knew enough. I mean, lots of titles came readily to mind.
Yeah, yeah. It's just you.
Well, he's most famous for being in Ghost, isn't he, really, I think? That's
Yeah, of course.
most famous.
And no, Dirty Dancing.
Dirty Dancing,
Yeah.
Ghost and Dirty Dancing. I'm sure those will be the top answers.
OK. We were looking for Patrick Swayze films. This was your least confident answer. Let's put it to the test. Let's see how many people said Roadhouse. You have to score a pointless answer with one of these. That's all it is. Just one of these answers has to be pointless for you to win that jackpot of £10,750. Let's go with your first answer, the one you had the least faith in. Roadhouse. Let's see how many people said Roadhouse. This is your first of 3 cracks at the jackpot, £10,750. Down it goes. £23. You now only have 2 more chances to win. £10,750. OK, let's put your second answer to the test. We're looking for Patrick Swayze films. Let's hope nobody said Point Break. Again, this is your second of 3 chances to win £10,750. Down it goes. Still going down. Oh, look at that. 6 people said Point Break, so that is not a pointless answer. How are you feeling now?
if Donnie Darko's better than that, which we think it might be, then we've got a chance, haven't we?
I tell you, if it's better than that by the same factor that was better than Ronaz, then you've got a big chance.
Yeah.
Donnie Darko wasn't a massive film.
No.
I mean, it was more of
It's a cult film, really,
cult
wasn't
film.
it? Yeah.
Great film.
Brilliant film.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be brilliant enough to win you £10,750. Let's see. Only one way to find out. This is your final chance to win the jackpot. We are looking for Patrick Swayze films. You have said this was the answer you had the most faith in. This has to be pointless. This has to be pointless. Otherwise, I'm afraid you haven't won the jackpot. We want none of our 100 people to have said Donnie Darko. Let's put it to the test. Donnie Darko. Okay, down it comes. This is your third of 3 attempts to win the jackpot of £10,750. Down it goes. Still going down. Oh, no! Unfortunately, you didn't manage to find that all-important pointless answer, so I'm sorry to say you don't win today's jackpot of £10,750, which rolls over to the next show, but you have been fantastic contestants, and you do, of course, get to take home our pointless trophy.
Oh, we did pretty well.
No, you did better than pretty well. You did fantastically well. All 3 of them, brilliant answers. Sadly, not pointless.
If it had been something like Steve McQueen or Clint Eastwood, then I would definitely be able to get a pointless answer because I know nearly all their films. But
yeah. Patrick
Swayze is really one for the ladies, isn't he? So,
I guess. Richard, what should they have said?
Well, there were some sort of slightly lower scoring ones like To Wong Fu, Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar, City of Joy was there, Dirty Dancing 2, but there were a number of pointless ones as well. He played Garth in George and the Dragon, Keeping Mum as a film he made with Rowan Atkinson, Skate Town USA about a roller disco, one of his very, very early films, Christmas in Wonderland, where his kids ran amok with some counterfeit money, 11/14, Green Dragon about Vietnamese refugees in the States, One Last Dance, Tall Tale and Tiger Warsaw. They were all pointless answers. Would have all won you the money.
Well, I've never heard of any of those.
Well,
that's good.
I hadn't heard any of them either.
That's a bit of a consolation, isn't
Yeah.
it? Well, unfortunately, we do have to say goodbye to David and John. You've been fantastic contestants. You've come so close. I thought in with a real shout at that jackpot there. I'm so sorry you didn't win it, but you have been brilliant contestants, as I say. Thank you so much for playing. So nobody's won our jackpot today, so it rolls over again, which means on the next show, we will be playing for £11,750. Join us next time to see if someone can win it on Pointless. Meanwhile, it's goodbye from Richard.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.